What is up, Fight fans? I am Jason Burgos from MixedMartialArts.com, and I have the rare pleasure of not talking to just one member of the talented Lee MMA family. I get to talk to two members. This is a special occasion. As you can see, I got dressed up for it. Is that special? One is the current men's lightweight champion. Another one is one of the youngest, brightest prospects on the entire One Championship roster. They are the new MMA faction I have dubbed here and now as the Triad, even though Angela is not here. She's part of the Triad too. And that is Christian Lee, Victoria Lee, the amazing Lee siblings. Thank you so much for the time today, guy and gal.
Thanks for having us on the show.
My pleasure. Now, okay, so first question I have, and this may be the most important question of all. And also add in Angela, even though she's not here, you can answer on her behalf. But myself, as a sibling, any of you either one can take it, but this question is hugely important. Which one of you is your mother's favorite child, and which one of you is your dad's favorite child? Victoria, you take it. Are you the favorite? I'm one of the youngest too. I'm guessing, Victoria, you're probably one of the favorites.
If my sister was to answer, she is the favorite for both my mom and my dad.
Wow. That's probably why she didn't want to be here. She didn't want to share. She's just, what about you, Christian? Are you not the favorite? Were you the bad boy?
No, I think it's the girls. I think Victoria and Angela, they're the girls of the family, and they're definitely the favorites, and I've got no problem with that.
Now, so I wanted to first, Christian, congratulations to you on the newborn baby. There's obvious questions on how does parenting change a person's outlook on life and their careers and stuff like that, because this small person does completely change a day-to-day life, and these kinds of things. How has it affected how you look at your career? Is it the type of thing where it's like, I just want to hang out with this little person and learn them, I don't even feel like fighting now? Or do you feel that thing that a lot of parents have, where it's like a weight of responsibility? You now are a provider for another human being, or is it kind of both at times? Like, how has life changed in the last few months being a dad?
You kind of touched on it. It's a little bit of both, really. And on one hand, I want to stay at home all day and just, spend time with my baby girl, watch her grow. But on the other hand, I know that I have a family to take care of now. I know that I got a baby girl to provide for. And so it really brings added motivation. It inspires me to train harder, to work harder every single day, and then come home and, spend that time and play with her. So it's great because I can really have the best of both worlds. Being a fighter allows me to make my own schedule. So really I can go into the gym. I can bring my wife and daughter into work with me. When I come home, I get to spend the time at home with them as well. So I really got the best of both worlds, and I'm very grateful for that.
Now, I feel like for Victoria, she's in a tough spot in that she has to kind of follow you two guys. Like for Angela, when she broke into One Championship, there was no set standard. There wasn't this built-in, legacy that was already forming. When you came in, it was a little bit more difficult for you, Christian, because Angela already becoming a big star, big name and stuff like that. For Victoria, she's got to come in with the standard of two champions and stuff like that. So Victoria, talk to me about getting into MMA, because it's already unusual and unique to get into the sport at your age, but to have two siblings almost as young as you, champions, do you feel a pressure sometimes? Do you feel like a pressure of expectation, like maybe not from your family, but from like fans and stuff like that, like, oh, she's Christian Angela's sister, she's going to be just as good? Do you ever feel that, or it's never kind of come through like that for you?
Of course, at times I feel pressure. I mean, it would be impossible to not feel pressure from having brother and sister both world champions. I feel like each of us are on our own journeys, and we all had our own challenges. My sister was the pioneer for women's martial arts, really, in this organization.
Yeah.
And so was my brother. And for me, I'm on my own path. my goal is to one day become a world champion, but I'm just taking my own steps to that goal. I'm not I look to my brother and sister for inspiration, but I don't compare myself.
How beneficial then has it? Because I'm sure there's a flip side to it. Yeah, there's people going to look at you and have an expectation from the outside, but how also beneficial has it been for you to be having seen their careers, learn from both of them what it takes to be a championship fighter and what you need to do to maintain that level? Give me those thoughts, and then after that, Christian, give me your thoughts. Is there a part of you that's like, damn, like I had to make a whole bunch of mistakes, I had to learn all these things, like she got to watch me make mistakes? Like, is there kind of, damn? But Victoria, you first, tell me what you think.
I think that my brother and sister have really, really helped to give me so much advice as I'm starting my career early, and just, sharing with me things that some of their mistakes, and just helping me, giving me advice on how to just be better. And I take all of their advice into consideration. It's really helped me on my journey, and I'm so thankful for them.
Christian, is there any like, damn, man, I like, she got to learn all the tricks, I didn't get any tricks?
No, man, I'm so grateful that, I went through all that I had, and Angela went through all that she had gone through, and we're able to give back to Victoria as she starts her career. She started fighting when she was 16 years old. And that's not an easy thing to do, to go out there and perform to millions of people across the globe watching this one event. It's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So I'm grateful that we went through the experiences that we had, and we're able to, pay it forward to Victoria, and just, help her, steer her away from, making any big mistakes, and guiding her on a journey. And I think she's doing an amazing job. 2 fights in, heading into her third fight, I think that she's on track to working her way up to being a world champion in her own right, and becoming a star in her own right.
Now, Christian, you take this one because you've been around longer. You further as a champion. You're learning the business elements of the sport. You're learning about life beyond just being a fighter, and getting towards those stages, stuff like that. So I wanted to talk how like the Lee MMA brand is like connected with kind of like dominant grappling. Both your parents have backgrounds in grappling martial arts. You have all been doing it, since a really young age. Both of the ladies are state champion wrestlers. Because what you're doing, I feel like Lee can be as notable a brand in the world of like grappling and MMA, honestly, as like Gracie on some level. Is there a shared idea between all of you, even also maybe with your parents too, to kind of build a brand empire from the family name that can maybe, feed and take care of family members for generations to come and stuff like that, kind of like what the Gracie brand has done for them? Or is this more of a kind of a pursuit? Like, we want to be called the most successful family in MMA history. Is that any of those things kind of ever a thought as you make this journey together?
Well, the thing is, for our family, it's a bit different, I feel, than, seeing the Gracie family as they built their legacy. You had their family, they started off with Royce Gracie, dominating the early UFC days, and then of course all of his siblings doing well in Pride and other MMA organizations. But for my family, I feel that it's a bit different. We kind of just started this journey because, first of all, my sister and I, we both had dreams of being professional fighters. So when we got the chance to sign with One Championship, we really just went all for it. We gave it our all, and we were able to work ourselves up to both being world champions. And now that my little sister wants to pursue the same journey and be a MMA fighter, be a world champion, we're supporting her. For my little brother, if he wants to do it, he's got all the skills necessary to being a professional fighter and being a world champion. So I know that he'll do great as well. But it's not so much of a family legacy, a Lee legacy. We're not trying to build a family empire. I think we're all just, chasing our dreams. And it just so happens that 3 out of the 4 of us have shared the same dream of being a professional fighter, of being a world champion. And so that's why we're on a very similar journey. but in no way are we doing this for the name, for the legacy.
Now, Victoria, you could take this one. You could shoot me straight on this one. Among the siblings, who is the alpha here? Who's the one that kind of takes the lead when the parents weren't around? Who jumps in to defend the pack? I feel like it's Angela. Angela feels like she has a little gangster in her a little bit. I could be wrong, but who is the alpha among the Lee siblings?
No, you're 100% correct. It is my sister. She's the boss.
Now, because of all your success, I feel like the going back to the name, the growing, I know it's not legacy yet, but what your family's creating here so far for both of you is becoming synonymous with Hawaiian MMA as well. As the years go by, Lee and Hawaii may be like linked together like Gracie and Brazil. I've heard rumblings. Hawaii, maybe it could be a location that one finally does its first U.S. event in, and it makes so much sense if they have all of you on the card. Have you heard talks of one, coming to Hawaii? Christian, have you pushed for it yourself a little bit? You take it first on thoughts of, does it just make the most sense if one's coming to the US? Hawaii is the best place. 3 of their top stars are from Hawaii.
I definitely think that it would be a great idea for One Championship to bring their first show in the US to Hawaii. I've definitely been excited for it for a long time. I've been hearing some things that, they want to come to the US, and I don't see why Hawaii wouldn't be up there. It's sort of a bridge between Asia and the United States. It's right here in the Pacific Ocean. And there is a very strong following of people that watch One Championship. I met a lot of people that say they stay up 3-4 o'clock in the morning to tune into the One Championship events. And just hearing that, I'm grateful that there's a lot of support here in Hawaii, and I absolutely believe that if one was to bring a show here, it would be a sold-out event, and I would love for the 3 of us to be on there.
Victoria, what are your thoughts on it still blows my mind for someone that's just like barely out of high school and high school that they're a professional MMA fighter. Is there almost a fear? Like, I don't want one to come to Hawaii just yet, because I don't want the craziness of people wanting tickets and being ridiculous and all this kind of stuff. I know you don't feel too much pressure yet. Is one coming to Hawaii the one time you might feel pressure?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe it just feels so much more real because all the friends and family would be able to attend. For my past fights, there's been almost nobody in the arena. It's just been like gym fights. So I guess I would feel even more pressure, but I would be extremely excited if one came to Hawaii.
I was told by Ray Cooper, I've heard this from Lee McFarland, Hawaiian culture, there's a lot of fighting. That's just kind of part of Hawaiian culture, street fighting, all kinds of stuff. Now, you have 3 at least, or 4 fighters in your family. Either of you can take this. Has the Lee clan been in a gang street fight or no?
No.
Well,
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's a big no. It's a little different. There is a very strong fighting culture here in Hawaii, in the sense that, all the fighters that have come from Hawaii, truly love to fight. They're ready to go in there and put it all on the line. They're ready to, give their blood, sweat, and tears in that cage. So that's why a lot of the fighters from Hawaii have done well. But if you come here to the island, you see how beautiful it is. It's a very peaceful place. You don't see people scrapping on the street. We live here in Mililani, Hawaii. It's a great place to live. So you're not going to see a group street fight with a family.
So there won't be a street fighting Lee legacy. All right, I'm a little disappointed, but okay, I will live with that then. But I mean, so all of you are young. You all grew up in an era where the UFC was a big thing and stuff like that, and the preeminent brand in the sport. Is there on any level, and I know it's a tough thing to say now, and especially on a call like this and whatnot, but is there appeal for any of you? Like, is there a goal, maybe one day, not now, but like, yeah, I'd like to be the first Lee to go to the UFC, especially if they gave me a good offer? Or is like the relationship between all three of you, your parents, with one championship, is the idea of a Lee not fighting MMA and not in one championship. Does it seem like it'd be an odd thing? I mean, Victoria, you take this first from your perspective, and from your seeing your brothers and your sister fighting one for so long. Would the idea of a Lee not fighting in one seem weird?
Well, my parents have always told us that we have so many opportunities for ourselves, and if fighting is what we want to do, if that's the path that we want to pursue, then they're going to support us. But I think, like, for example, my little brother, if becoming a professional fighter is something that he wants to do, then I'm sure that our whole family will support him in joining one championship and starting his career here. But there's no pressure into becoming a professional fighter just because 3 out of 4 of us are. And yeah.
Christian, what about you? Is the idea? I was just talking to Martin Nguyen yesterday. He wants to be one till the end of his career. He's obviously a lot further along, older than you. But is it the same thing kind of for you? Is it like loyalty? I can't see myself doing this outside of that one umbrella.
Well, the thing is, one championship has been very great to me and, to my 2 sisters. They've been great to us in our career so far. And so there's, you're not going to see us just jumping ship, simply leaving one championship to join a different organization. The UFC is a big brand, but one is growing brand in its own right. And I think what's more likely that you would see is a champion versus champion, super fight with a third promotion involved, or with both promotions, agreeing to it. I think it's a bit unlikely right now today, but I think that if there was ever a day where I was to fight the UFC lightweight champion, it would be in a sense where one championship is bringing their champion to fight UFC's champion.
So wait, I think I have the idea now for a Lee gang fight. 3 Lees versus 3 UFC fighters, co-promotion. Do we have it right? We have it, everybody, right? We're agreed. Now, last question. Angela's not here, so I'm going to throw it back to you, Victoria. There's another big, important, extremely important question, maybe the most important, and it's a huge responsibility for this moment to officially answer the question: whose baby is cuter, Angela's baby or Christian baby? The world wants to know. Give a definitive answer.
Oh no, I cannot choose between them. That's an impossible question, because if you were to see them both in person, you would understand. You can't make that decision. They're both too cute.
Okay, Christian, you're the father here. Your baby's cuter, right?
Oh man, you just gotta meet them both. I love my baby girl, but I love my niece as well. I love it too.
Very, very political answer. You're well schooled in this, Christian. Both of you very schooled.